Thank you, Jeff. Let me welcome everyone. Appreciate y'all being here to our media day. We're extremely excited about getting started on Tuesday night, and then looking forward to a week from today and opening the regular season. Coach Buchanan mentioned about it being a special time of year. For our guys, we started as soon as spring break was over last year. They worked extremely hard in the spring. The summer, we had a new rule change where we could work with our guys 2 hours a week in the summer. For 8 weeks, we thought that was a great rule. Our guys really had a very good spring, good summer, and have had a very productive fall. We have 2 new additions to our staff, and you've heard me say many times before, I've got the best coaching staff in the country, and we think we added strength to our staff in the spring and the summer when we hired Ronnie Hamilton from Tulane as one of our assistant coaches, and then Brian Lewis as our new strength and conditioning coach, and both have been tremendous additions to our basketball program, and our players have gotten bigger, quicker, stronger, and have been in terrific condition as we got into October the 12th on our first day. Every one of the guys that we have on our squad, we brought in here, we feel very good about them as people, as students, and certainly as basketball players. I think the big difference that you're going to see between last year and this year is a great togetherness of these guys. They play for each other. They care about each other. They try to help each other score. Their attitudes have been very good. They have worked extremely hard. And we had some things that we wanted to accomplish. And for somebody that were up in Dallas, I know this will be repetitive, but I think for us it bears worth mentioning again. And one thing that just stood out to us, we have to be tougher. That was very important to us. And under that toughness, comes better defense. We have not been, and that's something that's been very disappointing to our staff, is we haven't been better defensively. We've got to be better in the rebounding area. We've got to take better care of the basketball and not be careless. So those things that we've had a concentrated effort on, our players are well aware that we want to be a more physical basketball team. We want to be tougher mentally and physically. We wanted to be a team that was much more sound defensively, and that we did not turn the basketball over. We valued the ball, and in doing that, we shared the basketball and helped our teammates out. But I love our guys' attitude. I love the way they prepared, and we're looking forward to getting started.
Coach.
Hi, John.
Hi. Could the playing better defensively and rebounding better, because that all just fall under being tougher? Being tougher means
the first part, I heard about the rebound. What was the first part?
Being better with the rebounds, being better with defense. Is that all encompassed?
Oh, it's no question. That's a commitment. Defense is a mindset. Rebounding is just an aggressive part of the game where you've got to go get it. You've got to box your guy out. You've got to be physical. You've got to be relentless, and you cannot be afraid to have contact and physical play to do either one of those things.
How is Joe Young transitioning to his position at the shooting guard position?
Well, Joe played both the 1 and the 2 last year. He knows that he's going to have to be able to handle the ball. We talked to our guys about taking care of the ball, handling, whether you're at the 1 or the 2. I think we're going to have great depth at the guard position. We got JJ back. We've added Tion and Brandon. I think that's made all 3 of those guys better. When you look at the wing positions, you asked specifically about Joe, Daniel, LaRon, Gerard Stiggers, those guys on the wings. There's a lot of competition for playing time and doing the things that I just described about being tough, being able to defend, being able to rebound. And obviously, those guys are going to have the opportunity to score, as all of our guys will. But I think Joe's, been fine. Whether we're asking him to handle the ball, and the other thing is that he knows that we're going to be a lot more balanced. And I would throw one other thing in there that I think this team has obviously grasped, and that is shot selection. We've talked about that a lot the last 2 years, but I think these players really understand it, because Todd mentioned it about his squad. When you look at our team, we're going to have a lot of depth. There's going to be a lot of competition for playing time, and so guys know that they're going to have to play the right way, and if they don't, somebody's going to be there to step in and have an opportunity to show what they can do. But I like the fact that we have depth. I think we have good character on this team. I think that's important. We have young men that want to do things the right way, and I think that's important as well.
How do you think Daniel House will fit into the rotation, at least early?
I think Daniel's going to be fine. I mean, I think he understands it's a different level. There's two things, I think, that three things that when freshmen come in. One, the speed of the game. It's a lot quicker. Two, the physicality. And three, playing without the ball in your hands. Because in high school, almost every guy on our team is the best player on his high school team, and he wanted the ball in his hands. And now be able to give it up over here and go someplace else, that's not been natural for him. It's always been where they had to run and get the ball back. But I think he's going to be fine. Obviously, a terrific athlete. And the thing that our coaches have really done a terrific job is reinforcing on a consistent basis that this is a team game. We got to share the ball. We've got to help other people score. You got to be happy for your teammates, and that's what I said in my opening statement about guys being close. They care about one another, and ultimately, the bottom line is that you win, and you don't care who scores. That we just come out on top, and I think the players have really embraced that philosophy, and they're trying to help one another do that. But Daniel's going to be fine. He's going to fit in. He's going to fit in very well.
Coach, with Valentine and JJ, you have you have not only a taller front court than you've had in years, but a bigger, more physical-looking front court. What does that mean for the team?
Well, I think that's a very good point, something we hadn't touched on. We've talked about depth, but you look at depth across the front line. We relied on Tayshaun so much inside last year, and we're going to be able to free him up some and come out on the floor. We know he's very good around the basket, and he's going to be there some. Leon has really prepared, and we're going to expect a lot out of him on and off the court. The lone senior, having some ownership. And then when you talk about JJ, you bring up one other interesting point, John, is that we got four guys, besides the recruits, we got four guys that didn't play last year, JJ being one of them. Mikhail had the broken foot. J-Rod had the knee injury. LaRon had the injury. So we've got those four guys along with our four new players. But we have added size and depth when you look at Big JJ, and then you look at Valentine, who continues to get better. And the real positive thing about him, by nature, he's very quiet. But these players have done a really good job in embracing him, encouraging him, and at times getting on him. But that's what guys do, hold other players accountable and responsible. But they cheer for him, they encourage him, and he's young. He just turned 17 last February, and so he's a very young freshman. He's still continuing to get better on the fundamentals, but he can run the floor. He can block shots, and he's starting to be more physical because he has gotten beat up a lot on in practice. And but these guys have been encouraging, and I think that the fact that they're playing for one another, I don't think you're going to see selfish play. You're going to see guys playing for themselves. They're going to be playing for the Cougars, and that's what's most important. But I like our front line, I like the depth there. I like the depth at the wings. I like the depth at the point. And I think that's going to make for a much better basketball team.
Coach, the incoming recruiting class ranked pretty high. Can you describe the impact that has for your program and how will it affect it this season?
Well, that's a great compliment to the coaching staff, and we are excited about those 4 guys, but I'm also excited about the returning guys. As I mentioned earlier, the guys that we have now, we brought them all in. We brought Leon in. Mikhail was our first signee, even though he redshirted last year, going to be a redshirt sophomore. We brought Joe in. And so we had a very good class last year. When you talk about Tayshaun and JJ and LaRon and Gerard Stiggers, those guys, 2 of them didn't get to play last year. JJ, Tayshaun really helped us. Mikhail was hurt. Joe and Tayshaun were on the all freshman team last year. So I'm going to look at those upperclassmen. Leon, when you talk about taking ownership of a program, that means accepting a lot of responsibility. Mikhail knows that we're going to lean on him a lot. He's the most vocal leader that we have, and he's been here, and he epitomizes what you look for in a student athlete. He's outstanding in the classroom, takes care of business off the court, plays extremely hard on the court. So we're going to hold those guys accountable for leadership. Joe's been in the program for 3 years. He knows he's got to do more than just shoot the basketball. He's got to pass up shots, get other people involved. So we're going to rely on those guys. And what makes that recruiting class good is these guys, they fall in line with what's been established before them. And that comes from Leon, Mikhail, Joe, Tayshaun, JJ, the guys that, played last year and the guys that were here before. So, and these guys are talented. I mean, when you look at Brandon and you look at Tion, they make each other better. They make JJ better. JJ makes them better. You look at Valentine going against Tayshaun, going against Leon, going against Mikhail, going against Big JJ. That helps him get better. Daniel has to guard LaRon. He has to go against Stiggers. He has to go against Joe. And so that makes each one of them better. But I like the talent that we have across the board, and obviously we were pleased to get those. And we've been able to keep some Houston guys at home. We've been able to keep some Texas guys in Texas, and we think that's important. That's where our recruiting always starts. But I think one of the things that helped the freshman class coming in, besides the fact that they're all talented, we know that there's been so much made of where they're ranked. That's good, but you need to take those guys. We got to win games over the next 4 years. But the guys that we have, what they do is they understand what the system is about. They understand what the program is about, and in turn they can transfer that to the younger guys and go and put their arm around and say, hey, this is the way we do things. We're going to be on time. We're going to play the right way. We're going to defend. We're going to rebound. We're going to share the ball. We're not going to see who gets the most shots. We want to have a lot of assists. And there's nights where, Tayshaun may get 20 plus. There may be nights where Stiggs gets 20 plus. I think we're going to have some balance in guys that can go out and get points, but we're not interested in who's going to average the most points. We're interested in where we are at the end of the night, and you look at across the board, and we have out-rebounded our opponent. We have not let them have a lot of points. We have a lot of assists. We don't turn the ball over. And the other thing that we do that I haven't mentioned is we get to the free throw line a lot. And in order to do that, you got to drive the ball, get to the paint, get to the rim, penetrate, pitch, and not just rely on jump shots, which I think at times we've done that in the past. Now, having said that, we have a lot of guys that can go get you a basket, and there'll be times when they'll be called on to do that, maybe at the end of the shot clock, mismatch, special scoring situations, but we've changed offensively what we're trying to do. We've given guys a little more space, a little more freedom, but when that freedom comes, also you have to make good decisions. You have to make them quicker, and you have to make them correctly. But I think the players like that. We're going to get up and down the floor. We're going to run at every opportunity, and then because of the athletes that we have, we want to give them some space on the floor. That's a long answer to your recruiting class, but I think there's more that goes into it than just, you know, our assistants did a great job. They've done a good job with the guys that we've got, but I want to see the upperclassmen provide some leadership and productivity as well for these younger guys. Thank you all for being here. We'll look forward to having you out. Let Jeff know if we can help you.